Buongiorno, hello, welcome. This is another highlight video, this time from the Midweek Winter Series by SZR, Swedish Swift Riders. We are on the route Island Hopper on the new Rurukesi map in Makuri Island. So yes, 2 laps, 36 kilometers, and it's a scratch race, so only your finish position will give you points for the GC. It always changes week by week. 1 week is a points race where there are sprints or KOMs where you can grab points. And then in the other weeks it's a normal race where you just race for your finish position. And yes, last week was the first week of the series. The route was Makuri 40 and I finished on the 4th position. I was really good in the intermediate sprints, always in the top 10 I think, but yes, for the final sprint I had no energy left in my legs, so I finished I think on position 13 or 14, but with the points from the sprints before I managed to finish on the 4th position with 478 points. So a good start in the series. And you see once again a very big field, 151 riders. It's the first time that the series is an open race, so you can join in the companion app. The years or month before, the other series always were invitation only series, so you got a link to the event like a race pass and then you could join. But yeah, with the open version of the series there are much more riders, which makes it way more funny I think. And yeah, it was very strong and hard pace from the beginning on. And now I will make a cut and we will jump to the first little climb of the route. This isn't a really long climb, I wouldn't even call it climb, but you see we have 4%, 5% maybe. And yeah, on the colors below you see no gray, so just green and yellow, some orange and red, little bit blue, but so far no gray, so no recovery. You see almost 4 kilometers in 5 minutes, so very high pace. And you will also see now that the field begins to stretch out, even on this little first mini climb. So yeah, it was very hard. The first minutes, the first kilometers. In the second round it will become a little bit more comfy, but yeah, so far it was very hard. Okay, let's jump to the first real climb. This climb is also not very long and not very steep, but it's on gravel, which makes it harder and longer. And because you're becoming slower on dirt, the draft effect is not so high, and yeah, it looks so short, but it really hurts every time I raced here. It was quite often already, so yeah. And you see the pace is still very high from the beginning on. Some riders at the front are pushing really hard. Then I'm on the outside, it's also not perfect. On this very long left turn I'm completely on the right side, so some more meters for me, but it's okay. It's no important situation like a final sprint or something like that. And now we have a very big selection. After this climb there will be only, I'm not sure, but way less than half of the field will be in the front group. You can see it already, how the field looks on the mini-map. Just a long line of green points. There's a teammate from me Mark Bosch, very strong rider, quite new in our team, just a few months here. Strong all-round rider, very good in sprinting. And now you see also in the downhill, the pace keeps very high. In front of me, another teammate, Stefan Linke, from my Swift Racing League team. And in general, very strong riders are in the race, like Robin Anderson from SZR team, Glenn Tierno, Chris Hölzel. So a lot of good sprinters or racers with race rankings way below 100. Yeah, we will talk about this later. And now you see 30 riders in the first group. The second group will come back, but then we are about 50 riders, I think. So let's make the next cut for the longest climb of the race. Sorry, by the way, for the different audio today, because I forgot to mute my webcam, so it recorded the music from the background. So I can't use it because, copyright and so on. So I had to mute the whole video, also the Swift sounds, because it was all on one audio. So yeah, that's why you hear no background voices or sounds, just my voice. I doubled the speed of the video because it doesn't happen so much here. Pace is quite high, all the time around 5 watts per kilogram, I think. But it's quite good draftable. You see, we are almost all the time over 30 kilometers per hour. So drafting makes it a lot easier. By the way, the video from the Swift Racing League is online on our main channel, MIDWEEK. I will put the link in the description. There happens a lot of things. So yeah, interesting things, funny things, some disgusting things. You will see or hear me throwing up in my bucket. But then you will also see, for example, I got dropped completely, I got lapped, and then I use the main group, which is one round in front of me, for drafting, and I will grab FTS points. So a lot of up and downs. So check out at MIDWEEK channel. It's in German, I have to warn you. And yeah, you see 48 riders. And now downhill and the first moments of relaxed pedaling. And then the first round, the first lap was almost over. And now I want to that you put your attention on the surface. So we are here on the sandstone. And now we are hitting the gravel, the dirt, in a few meters. And look at the speed at the top, how the peloton slows down due to the change in the surface. From over 40 kilometers per hour, we are becoming slower and slower, even though the watts per kilogram are almost the same. So almost 10 kilometers per hour slower. And yeah, remember this for the last lap. And yeah, you see it's not far to the finish line. Yeah, I wanted you just to remember this. And after we had this big selection from 150 riders to under 50 riders, the pace became more steady and relaxable. So you see, for example, here on this climb, I also made it on double speed. It's not as hard as in the first lap. The field stays mainly together. I think 1 or 2 riders maybe get dropped, but all in all we stay together till the end, I think. Over 40 people. And yes. And you also can see it in the colors at the bottom. It's orange, it's red, but it was quite steady, so yeah. And also now on the downhill it's way slower. See, under 3 watts per kilogram, 2 watts per kilogram, and so on. Yeah, and in the second climb, the longer climb, it was the same picture. You see, bunch stayed nicely together and nothing interesting happened. I don't know if we have lost one or two riders or not. Yeah, so like I said, nothing interesting to show, so let me skip to the next interesting scene. So we went downhill again, and now you see an attack. A little bit over 3 kilometers to go, and there's this one solo rider who, yeah, tries a solo attack, a long one. Yeah, the field was very relaxed because normally he would have no chance, because you see we are a big bunch and a solo rider on the flat normally has no chance against a big field which is chasing. So nobody reacted, nobody get nervous. Yeah, but keep this one solo rider in mind for the next scene. But first we had the next attacks. 2 or 3 riders tried to grab the wheel from the solo guy at the front. I didn't get nervous. I just stayed nicely in the draft of the bunch, and you see they got caught. And now remember the change of the surface and the solo rider in front, because now I thought I felt quite okay at this point of the race, that I could attack at the moment where we hit the dirt, and I'm pushing orange numbers, and all of the field becomes slowed down, and now you see this, that I increase my speed while all of the field slows down. And then I also have in mind this one solo rider, like a docking station. So this is my first move. I want to grab his wheel and then take some deep breath, and then, yeah, go for the win. It's only 1,000 meters to go from here. But you see now on the right side, Belgium guy and another German guy starts to chase. That shouldn't happen that early, because I hoped that they are looking at each other and nobody wants to do the work. But you see, they are working very, very well. So many people in the orange numbers, or over 7 watts per kilogram. And at this point, I think, should I wait and try to get in the draft of some of the dudes? And then I see this guy riding through, and okay, grab his wheel. Then I think there's 1 or 2 other guys who are coming. And now it's only 400 meters. And you see on the mini map the big field coming from behind. Yeah, but if I slow down, then they would just over sprint me. So I had to go once again very, very long. Almost 300 meters to go, and now it looks like the field has reached us. Yeah, this is Robin Anderson, one of the strongest riders in the world from B, and this is Glenn Tierno. It was very close, but I took the second place. 0.4 seconds behind Robin, and just a few hundreds of seconds in front of Glenn. So yeah, I didn't believe in the last 300, 400, 500 meters that this attack would work, but in the end I'm quite happy. Second place is wonderful, especially when you look at the race ranking. I received a race ranking from 87.5, so my best race ranking ever. The winner had an 83, and yeah, so I was quite happy. I did something active and not just sitting there, because I knew some riders are better in sprinting, like Robin or Glenn or Chris and so on. So yeah, second place is quite nice. Now you see I'm cooling down a little bit, and yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon, hopefully, maybe on Saturday, so tomorrow, Tiny Race Series once again.